These are record breakers, renegade pilots, and iron will competitors, competing with visions of a blinding rumble coming from the mountain motor that keeps them company in the cockpit while on the track in Sanford. We've been here 3 years, we missed last year, and you guys are never short on thrills. Didn't get any of those last night, but I see an engine that's not in a chassis. I see a chassis with no engine, and I see a chassis with a different engine in it, and you're not going to be on foot today.
Things went pretty sour for us Friday night. Finally got my car running. It launched pretty good, but then the rear end just let go, and got that going. His run totally went south. Found a couple issues, thought we fixed it, but was not running right, and I had the dumb idea of we could swap motors. And once I made sure one very important piece, the fuel pump piece, worked, everybody hopped on board. Deb helped out by loaning me the ditch witch. Billy helped out, my brothers, my dad, everybody, and thrashed on it till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Finished it up, I want to say 2 hours ago, fired it up. So we're here to give it hell. Drove 800 miles, why not?
All right, well, wish you guys luck in your first ride. Real quick before I go, it's your first ride in a rear engine car.
Yeah, I've never driven a rear engine. I've always driven a front engine for about 10 years now, so it should be pretty basic. Put pedal to the floor, just keep it straight.
All right, well, good luck, Tom. We'll see you hopefully in the winner's circle.
I hope to be smiling too. Thank you.
As the blower machines put on the bigger diggers, the paddle tire division ready to go here this afternoon, and it should be a good one. The weather is looking good. It's a bit warm, but not too hot, which means these guys should be able to still make some awesome horsepower, and we are going to see sub 2-second times for sure. Stay with us. The action will be getting underway when we come back to the Lee County Mud Motorsports Complex. Do not go anywhere. This special presentation has been brought to you in part by Northwood Transfer for your freight and shipping needs.
World-famous C60 Cyclops, the infamous Dodge Carryall, unnamed and untamed. Get yourself a one-of-a-kind toy of a Mudbogger turned monster truck at freedomracingmt.com.
This program is brought to you by RPM Army. For a wide array of content from across the motorsports world, visit rpmarmy.com. Your high-performance fix on the go.
Welcome back to Lee County Mud Motorsports Complex here on Saturday afternoon, getting things kicked off with the Blown Alcohol Madness paddle tire class. I'm going to open things up with our 2022 paddle tire champion, Dale Ellenberger, out of Leon, West Virginia, by way of Butler, Pennsylvania. The black and blue machine called Touch of Madness. And see those machines out of West Virginia, it's black and blue. All of them kind of representing that second-rate camp out of, and that's the name of it, by the way. That is not an insult to those racers from that part of the country. But all those guys kind of taking care of each other up and down the road. But this should be a quick one here. Screw-blown 506 cubic inch Hemi with an A980 Whipple supercharger on top. Dale is quick. See what he lays down as he sets the pace with a straight run on 1.90 with a 1 to open the class. Dale Ellenberger. Super fast from go. Watch him again. Not a lot of blow off on the starting line. Got a good bite coming out of the hole. We'll see if that holds up throughout the class. Up next, Thomas Small in the Kraken out of Southwick, Massachusetts. We talked to this guy at the top of the show. You know the story here. Running his father's chassis with his engine in the back. 427 standard deck block. Got him a good run out of it. He's not going to be quick enough to knock off Ellenberger at 2.19. So he's out of the range, but a good test pass on this car. He's going to turn it up for session 2. I can guarantee you that as crew goes ahead and tills the loam a bit to get the track ready for a potential record run. Remember, we had a record broken here yesterday in the cut tire division as Thomas Small lays one down in the Kraken. Up next, guy with a lot of history in this sport, a lot of history on this vehicle. It's been around for a while. High Roller 4, Travis Shoemaker. You saw his father Neil walking off the line there. This is a team that could definitely get the job done here. We've seen this guy have some amazing passes. He's definitely in the hunt for a win today with that 521 cubic inch screw-blown Hemi power plant behind the driver. Carrying the front end. Wheels up for the High Roller, a 1.80 with a 3 to move into the number 1 spot for the rear engine machine out of the Keystone State. An awesome ride for Travis Shoemaker, and this is one of the calmest guys behind the wheel you're ever going to see. We've seen him take some wild rides over the years, and believe me, he comes out like he's never been scared in his life, but I'm sure that he's had to think twice, more than once, strapping into that machine. Up next, the loudest machine in the place. This is Paul Wessinger out of the state of Illinois in the legendary Paperboy Express, the big boss Ford-powered machine with the 1-speed transmission. This one is going to be ultra quick. This machine has won here plenty. See what Wessinger's got as he waits on green. Machine made a move to the right off the starting line. It may have hurt him. Let's see what the time is. 1.87 with a 1, so he's not going to better that 1.80 that Travis Shoemaker laid down a moment ago, but it's still a solid run. Watch it again. You'll see, rolls out on the start. Not quite as quick a start as he may have wanted, and the machine going across the track a little bit made a longer path through those banners, and that's probably what held his time up just a little bit, but we'll see what he's able to do when he comes back for session 2. He'll probably straighten that out. Now the work of art known as Heart Attack. Second generation driver out of Simpsonia, Kentucky. That is Austin Grosvenor. This is Dan Richter's old motor in the back, so you know it's making horsepower. Oh, not gonna get it done today. The front end collapses when he sets it down. Picked it up, slammed the nose down, and the front tires towed in. It looks like he snapped the suspension on both sides. That independent front suspension looks like he snapped the A-arms on that thing. We'll have to wait and see. We go back on replay, but he's definitely done some front end damage, and he's lost some body panels. A 302 at that, by the way, but you can see definitely dejected in the cockpit. We know that machine can go quick, but I've always said we're the curse when we show up for these guys, and it looks like it continues. When he put the front end down, the front end just slamming down and broke parts, and with the actually having front-wheel drive here today, he ran some very quick passes in two-wheel drive yesterday, but when the front wheels pulled, it just yanked that front suspension apart. So while the Slab City crew and the Grosvenor team pick up the pieces of their broken luck, we're going to take a look at a couple of runs that happened a little bit earlier in the class before Dale Ellenberger came out. This is Chuck Cordy now in the Mud Missile with the turbocharged Chevy. Still having trouble figuring this combination out, but better today than he was yesterday. Runs a 269, but again, looking for a lot more out of that vehicle. The chassis is good, just trying to get the power plant to come around. Glenn Orr is the instigator out of Petersburg, West Virginia. He had problems as well. Lost power before he ever got to the finish line. Thought it may be a blower, but appeared to be something else. Still runs a 272 in spite of losing power at about half track. So we head back to the starting line now. Brandon Wilson out of Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. Making power, but not able to get into that number one spot. A 243 with a 7 to round out the field here in Session 1. We still have Session 2 action coming at you in just a moment. Stay with us. Blown Alcohol Madness continues when we come back to Sanford, North Carolina.
Hey, welcome to Wild Man Adventures. We're at the Silver Lake Sand Dragway. There really wasn't any off-roading back then. It was all off-road. We're on our way to Lima, Ohio. Got wooden wheels.
Oh, it's slippery as all get out.
Hey, we're here with Rich Cummins. Hey, we're here with Mike Potter. Hey, we're here with Alan Pizzo. Gotta check it out. This week we're gonna go down memory lane.
Welcome back to Lee County Mud Motorsports Complex in Sanford, North Carolina. We're about to go on to Session 2. Before we do, though, we've got 2 more runs to go in Session 1. Blown Alcohol Madness Paddle Tire Division. This is the guy who won the Cut Tire Division last night with a new track record. Sunbury, Ohio's Billy Fling in reality check. The world's fastest lazy boy. Ready to go. 581 cubic inch Hemi power plant in this one. Visor down. Plant him back in the seat. Look at that. A 176 with a 9. We'll take the number 1 spot. He betters that 180 of Travis Shoemaker. So you know Travis and Neil are going to be turning it up for Session 2 as they have got to go mighty, mighty quick to beat that. Look at him. Off the line, straight run. What a pass for Billy Fling. He has had a great weekend so far. And we got 1 more to go here. At the end of the session, Patrick Donovan out of Spotsylvania, Virginia. This is country-hearted. Maybe a little under-geared here. We'll see what he can do, though. .264 with a 1. .264 with a 1 for Patrick Donovan right now, so that will wrap the class up. Looking for a little more. Not a bad run, though. Expect to see him back next year with more to throw at this track, but it's awesome to see some vehicles we haven't seen much out here on the track this year in Sanford. Billy Fling lead the charge here out of Session 1 with a 176 with a 9. I have a feeling he's going to scratch his next run. I don't think he thinks anyone can get past that, but a guy who's definitely going to go after him is Travis Shoemaker, Paul Wessinger, Dale Ellenberger, and Thomas Small rounding up the top 5, and there's 3 guys underneath of him that could definitely damage Billy's hopes of holding on to the number 1 spot. But here's a guy who wants to take a shot. Brandon Wilson cutting it loose. 245, not going to do it. The thing gets off the line so well, but it looks like he's looking for just a little more in that mid-range. Trying to accelerate all the way through. It's a powerful machine. Been around for a long time. It was built back in 1996 in a 1-car garage in La Puente, California, and still out here running to this day. Now, Paul Wessinger out of Illinois. Getting ready to take his shot. Paperboy Express. 540 cubic inches of big boss Ford horsepower.
All right, guys. Paperboy Express is up and ready.
Quick and fast, but was it quick enough? 183. He was closing in on the time, but he couldn't do it. Bettered his own time of a 187, but did not go past the 180 that is currently sitting in second place. And the heat of the day might have a little something to do with that. These guys try to turn these engines up, but you can see the sun getting going across the sky, excuse me. It is getting a little bit hot out here right now, and that could very well be affecting how much power these guys are able to make. But if they can get the bite in there and get past Billy Fling, it's going to be very, very impressive. Up next, the guy who is hoping to do it, he's sitting in second right now. Again, a 1.80 with a 3. That is Travis Shoemaker in high roller 4. Keep your eye on this guy. Always remember, wheels up in session 1, and you can see he's pumping a lot of fuel through that engine, pushing a bunch of raw alcohol out of the pipes. And that's what these fans come to see from Blown Alcohol Madness. Here goes Shoemaker. Right front off on Shoemaker. Hold on to it. Beautiful job of driving out of disaster right there. Travis Shoemaker was moving quick. You saw the right front tire fold up underneath of the chassis there, and he does a masterful job. Right now, look at 186 with a 3 with that problem, and it turns into a minor problem because of the man behind the wheel, but Shoemaker can kind of jump out and take a breath. I know Neil was sitting on the starting line, probably had no idea what had happened there at the end, but we have seen Travis make some amazing saves in the past, including one last year in Steelville, Missouri, where he had the vehicle literally on one tire. But watch right here, he's leaving that wheel on the ground, didn't pick it up as much. Looked like they reset the wheelie bar, and it didn't unload the chassis as much, but right there, the right front suspension collapses, literally detaches, hanging by that one arm right there, goes up under the chassis, and he floats it. That's a very well-balanced car. It's a heavy one, but the Shoemaker family says if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It looks like it still runs good when it's broke, so the same philosophy applies. Stay with us. They're all going after Billy Fling when we come back to a wild one here in Sanford, North Carolina.
This presentation is brought to you by Pioneer Pole Buildings. Looking for reliable strength on your next building project? You want a partner as tough as the task ahead. Pioneer Pole Buildings. Built for you, built to last for over 25 years.
Back in Sanford, ready for more right now. Kraken on the line, still chasing Billy Fling's 176 from session 1. Let's see what Thomas Small can do. I do believe he just toasted the other motor in the back of that thing, and Kraken runs a 219 on that run. Hopefully he did not just damage that engine. It was something else going away there, maybe just a head gasket or something, but it looks like he may have actually done some serious damage inside of that engine, and that will be the second one this weekend, but hopefully not. Now, as Dale Ellenberger, a guy could get past Billy Fling. He won here in 2022 in this class on the paddles. Let's see if he can do it again. Visor down. Butterfly slapped shut on him at about half track. I'm not sure what went away right there. Definitely not naturally aspirated now. He slowed down, though. He runs a 197, but clearly had problems mid-track. I'm not sure what went away there. We're going to watch again. I didn't see a blower belt hanging off there, and it sounded like it was still getting airflow. But we'll see. Did it stop turning? You'll see watch the blue butterfly slap shut right there. Front end comes down. Wondering if he lost a throttle linkage or what. It looked like he still came off the end of the track in good shape, so I'm not sure what went away on him right there, but something definitely going away on Touch of Madness now as Glenn Orrs rolls out in the Instigator out of West Virginia. KCD built machine right here. Very similar to the last machine he had, but a new one for them, as his last machine got trashed last year. We'll see what he does here, though. Didn't get off the starting line the way he wanted, and that's going to hurt his time. As you can see right there, the Instigator running at 2:17. But I think right now, if I'm looking at this correctly, that is going to put him in 5th place, it looks like. So still in the top 5 with that run. Not what he wanted, but still will finish in the top 5 as Chuck Cordy comes out for one more shot in this turbocharged Chevrolet. See what he can do. The 8mm twin turbos on the 540 cubic inch Chevy power plant. Still can't get it to hook up. You can see right there. You can hear it's trying to make power, but it's just not getting it to the rear tires. It's not translating to speed right now, and that's going to hurt him at the end of the day as he wraps up the class. Billy Fling goes 2 for 2 at Blown Alcohol Madness. It is a good start to a tough year ahead for Billy Fling in Reality Check, because remember, he's got to go run that MRA championship. We'll be catching up with those guys at the end of the year out in Steelville, Missouri. We'll bring you that championship action. We'll see how Billy does out there, but fingers crossed, I know on that team that they'll have a good year. But you can see a solid top 5 from Billy Fling, Travis Shoemaker, Paul Wessinger, Dale Ellenberger, and Glenn Orrs rounding out the top 5. We still have more fast track action coming at you with the gnarly nitrous shootout, and we're back in the Hill and Hole pit to wrap the weekend up on our final edition from here in Sanford with the fastest of the fast. We'll see you then.
This Back Channel Productions presentation has been brought to you by Gemini Associates. Whether you live upstairs, downstairs, or anywhere in general, we are here to serve.
Man, this guy
I didn't do it yet.
Oh.